Hey there, my name is Colin, also known as Skips, and welcome to the Modder's Blueprint. This is a series where I'll teach you everything you need to know to mod Terraria and make super cool content like this. I'm a CS student, and I've been modding Terraria for about 5 years now, and I'm even an active developer on projects such as Spirit Reforged. Now, we're going to be mastering the basics in this series. Visual effects will be built with Terraria's internal assets and systems. Alright, let's hop right into it. Hello everyone, Colin here, and welcome back to another episode of the Modder's Blueprint. I think we're on number 6. or 7. Now, one of those ones. And in this episode, we are going to be going over ores, or kind of a basic tile, along as making it an ore and generating in the world, as well as creating a nice and unique armor set that is crafted with that ore. So let's just check that out real quick. Alright, so yeah, I think it turned out really cool, and I really like how everything looks, and we go over a lot of useful stuff for both tiles, armors, lots of things like that, as well as some more visual effects. But before we get into this episode, I do just want to say, if you guys are enjoying the series so far, if you're getting anything out of this series, please go ahead and like and subscribe for me. It helps the channel out a lot, and helps, keeping me able to do these videos for you guys. And also, I made a Discord server. The link is going to be at the top of the description down below. Be sure to join that Discord server. I'm in there pretty active helping you guys out. If you have any questions with the tutorial series, it's a better way to reach out and kind of get some help with anything you're struggling with. And you can also keep up to date with some of my other projects, like I'm making a Roblox game, and I have other mods as well that I create. So if any of that sounds interesting to you, or if you just want to join and hang out, join the Discord server. But yeah, without further ado, I'm going to open up Visual Studios and let's get started. Before we start coding anything, I just want to go over the insane amount of assets that we're going to be going over in this episode. So how armor works is you have the actual item sprite, and then you have the sprite for when it's on the player. This is the sprite sheet. It's a lot different now, as you can see. For the chest specifically, for legs and helmet, it's just corresponding to the player sheet. But because of the composite arms that got added in 1.4 for things like the Stellar Tune and just the custom arms, you see them in all the mods. It has a bit of a different sheet. But yeah, so each armor piece is going to have an item sprite and an equipped sprite, kind of like an accessory. We also have the item sprite for our ore, a little outline. I'll be going over that later. And then the tile sprite for our ore, and then a dust sprite for our ore. As you can see, the ore is green. We're going to be doing a uranium ore. It's going to generate only in the snow biome. So we're going to over generation, as well as making it only generate in a specific biome. I'm doing uranium ore because, I don't know, I thought it'd be cool. And I haven't really seen a Terraria mod add uranium. But yeah, these are all the assets. We're going to get started with the tile first, so let's get into that. Alright, so we are going to start by just making the actual ore class. So, as you can see, I have uranium ore. It's extending the mod tile class. This represents a type of tile that can be added by a mod. This is what every tile is going to inherit. So, we're going to start with set static defaults. We don't really need a set defaults method. I don't even think there is one. Yeah, or there's post set defaults. But, I mean, you don't need one for tiles because they remain consistent between instances, and they're not even instanced. They're just a part of the tile map in the world. So, there's a lot to do here, so I'm just going to kind of go through it one by one. We're going to start with tileid.sets.ore. That denotes that this tile is an ore. I'm going to do tileid dot what is it? Oh, tileid.sets.friendly fairy can leer to. That's going to make it so the fairies that go to treasure are going to be able to go to this tile type. Yeah. So we're also going to do main.tile spelunker, because it's an ore, so we want to make sure it gets highlighted by a Spelunker potion. I'm going to do tile ore finder priority type. We're going to do 410, I believe is a good value for ores. We're going to do main.tileshine type equals true. Then we're going to do, oh wait, no. Main.tileshine 2 type equals true, and then main.tileshine type equals 975. What's the difference? Yeah. So yeah, this is for ambient shiny dust, and then this is for because it's an ore, it's just gonna draw a little bit brighter. We're also gonna do main.tileMerge dirt type equals true. This is because we're using the dirt sheet. Where is it? This is the dirt merge sheet, so that's kind of what we're going to want to use, and that's going to make it merge with dirt in the world, like ores. We're going to do main.tileSolid. Where is it? Solid type. Most of these are pretty self-explanatory. It's true. This just means it's solid. Main.tileBlockLight type. It's true. It's going to block light. We're going to do localized text name. Let's create map entry name. This is just a basic method that will help create a localization key for the map entry. You know, when you hover it over a tile on the map, it says like copper, platinum, etc. That's just going to do that. Then we're going to do add map entry, which is a method in modtile. We're going to do new color. This can be any color. We're going to do 129, 215, 79. This is just a nice green. Then we're going to do the name we just created. We're going to do dust type. Or, oops. Dust type equals mod content.dust type. We're going to do uranium or dust. And while we're at it, we can create that object. Class uranium or dust. Mod dust. Very simple dust we're going to be doing here. We're just going to override on spawn. And we're going to set the update type to copper. This is just going to change the behavior to copy copper, which also this is copper. I just recolored it because I didn't feel like spreading an entire tile, to be honest. So full transparency, that's just copper ore, but green and weird. But that's fine. You know, it gets the point across. But yeah, so we're gonna use that for our dust type for the tile. I'm gonna do vanilla fallback on mod deletion equals tile ID dot platinum or it's platinum. Yeah, that's just going to replace the instance if this mod is not loaded and they load into the world, so it's not those weird pink unloaded blocks. I'm gonna do hit sound equals sound ID dot tink. That's the ore hit sound. Mine resist. I'm gonna set this to 1F because that's just kind of default. Yeah, it's defaults to 1F. If you wanna make it harder to mine, you know, you can do 2F, but it's just gonna be a basic ore. Then min pick is gonna be 55 because that's gold pickaxe level. You can see this on the wiki. We go to the vanilla wiki. So these are the numbers. As you can see, a gold pickaxe is 55. If you wanted to make it, for example, Hellstone tier, you would set it to 100. Pickaxe X, 200. Pretty self-explanatory there. That is everything we need. Now in example or system, actually, let's make the Gen Pass first. Gen Pass is just a class used to create world generation passes. So we just have a basic constructor here, and then we have to override this method, apply pass, with progress and configuration, but I don't think we need that for what we're going to be doing. Yeah, let's do for int k equals 0. Okay, let's then int main.maxTiles x times main.maxTiles y times 0.001 k plus plus. So what does this do? This is going to loop a certain amount of time that is going to be a percentage of the area of the world in tiles. We do it like this and not a set number, so there's more so it runs more on bigger worlds so that it kind of scales to the world size. There are other ways to do this, but this is just one of them. We're going to do int x equals worldgen.genrand. Only use genrand for world generation. Do not use main.rand because you want to use worldgen.genrand because you have to make sure it works with Terraria's seeding system. So I'm going to do next 0 main.maxTiles x. This is going to pick a random tile from left to right of the entire world. Then we're going to do int y equals worldgen.genrand.next. We're going to do int genvars. This is another class for world generation. World surface. This is just going to be the surface of the world. And then we're going to do main.maxTiles y. Now, as we went over when we were generating the accessory from last episode, the higher the y goes, the lower we're getting, because the origin of the world, I think I went over this. Anyways, the origin of the world in Terraria is at 0, 0 in its top left. So as x increases, we're going right, and as y increases, we're going down. So this is going to go from the surface of the world, based on genvars, and to hell, pretty much, to the complete bottom of the world. So we're going to ignore everything above the surface, because we don't care about that, because it's an ore, and we want to generate it below the surface. You can also do like world surface low, world surface, yeah, there's world surface high, world surface low. I'll probably do world surface low, actually, so that it can kind of be a bit of a higher tier ore, kind of like how titanium and stuff works. Like as you get lower, you get better ores. So we're gonna find the tile with framing get tile safely. This just gets a tile based on x and y, which we already have from above. Now we're gonna check if the tile has a tile, and the tile type equals tile id.snow block. And yeah, so this is gonna make it only generate in the snow biome, because that's what I want to do. You can get rid of this line if you just want it to generate all over the world, but we're doing a snow biome. You can do it with like soil if you, or mud if you want it in the jungle. You can do like crimtane if you want it only in the crimson or corruption, like stuff like that. But you can do anything. Now we're gonna do worldgen.tilerunner. This is a helpful method. We're gonna do x and y where we are at our tile. You can read the method here. We're gonna do worldgen.genrand. Remember, always genrand. Next, do 512. Worldgen.genrand.next. 510. Then we're gonna do mod content.tile_type uranium ore. So this is just gonna kind of create a splotch of uranium ore. I'm doing kind of a bigger one. If you want smaller passes, or if you want more varied, you can just mess with these two random numbers. Now we're gonna go to our ore system. Whoops. Example ore system. I did modify most of this code from example mod, which is a very helpful tool. I think I link example mod in these videos, but if not, check it out. It's a really helpful resource just to kind of see example code for a lot of systems. Like you can do yo-yos, whips, stuff like that, but it doesn't really go that in depth visually. It kind of just gives you a baseline to work off of and a reference. I mean, I've been modding Terraria for 5 years, and I still go back to example mod just to check the quote-unquote right way or the correct way to do some of these things. So don't hate on example mod. I just think don't rely on it. You know, you should use it to learn, and you should learn what everything does. Anyways, so we are going to do public static localize text uranium ore pass message get private set. Then we're going to do signal. Actually, we don't need the second one. Yeah. Then we're going to go override set static defaults. I'm going to do uranium ore pass message equals mod.get localization. This is just localization stuff to make sure it's easy to be translated. I'm going to do a quotation string name of uranium ore pass message. The reason we're able to do this and have a variable in a string is because of this $sign. If not, it would just be the string. But when you prepend a string with this $sign, it's gonna allow variables to be used as long as they're in curly braces. The curly braces is what's going to separate the variable and get the actual name of the variable, and not just like, it's not gonna say uranium ore pass message, pretty much. And so you can just change this in your localization to change the name of the message, and the pass message is what it says in the loading screen. Whew, we're almost done. So we're gonna do override modify world gen tasks. We're gonna get int index equals pass.find index gen pass. Or I'm just gonna say pass. It's a pass dot name dot equals shinies. Shinies is the name of the generation pass for ores in vanilla, so we're kind of just using that. If index doesn't equal -1, pass dot insert add index +1, and we're gonna do new uranium ore pass generating uranium. Right, there's this. I honestly, I don't know what this number means. Because it's not documented, I don't think. But I think that's probably just what it uses in vanilla or something. So, that's pretty much our world generation done. It's very basic. Making ores is not too hard. Before we go ahead and test this world generation, I'm going to do something real quick and just make a public class uranium ore item. Mod item. Right, set defaults. Item dot research. Oh my god. Research lockout. Nope. 100. Item ID dot sets. That's right. Priority materials. Type equals 58. This is just for journey mode research, and then this is the int that you want to put in this array for the item ID.sets, same thing as projectile ID, all that sort of stuff. And that 58 is for ores. And we're gonna do override set defaults. Item.default to placeable tile. This is a similar method to default to accessory we did with the heal charm, but it does a lot more. It basically defaults it to a nice placeable tile, and it saves us a lot of time. And then we just have to do mon-content.tile type tiles type uranium ore. So we don't need that. And then we're gonna do item.size equals 12. And we'll do item.value like 5 silver. And this actually handles the dropping. So in, I believe, unless I have to add that? No, so yeah, because we're doing default to placeable tile, the uranium ore mod tile is going to automatically search for the item that has the attached tile in it, if that makes sense. Basically, because this item places this tile is going to drop this item automatically. It's going to be handled for us. So I'm going to go ahead and check that real quick. We're going to build, and we're going to see if it works. I just checked the recording, and wow, I was recording for like 20 minutes. So we're going to have to speed up the pace a little bit. But we have a lot to cover in this video. So I'm just going to make a new world real quick. And we're just going to ensure that the world generation code works correctly. See, let's go to the snow biome. Yep. As we can see, there is a lot of ore sporadically generated throughout. It's got random sizes. Got some big veins. Got some smaller veins. Yeah. Looking pretty good. There's not too much, but you know, there's a decent amount. And if we go over to 1, is there one that like isn't 20 billion feet in the wall? Most of the underground ice biome is ice, so we only checked snow. So if you wanted it in this example to generate an ice as well, you would just simply check ice as well. Oh, there we go. Uranium chunk. Very nice. I did some localization for everything before started implementing it. But yeah, we have uranium chunk, and it generates perfectly. So now we're gonna do our well, first I want to add some details to uranium chunk, and then we are going to do our armor set. Starting with some quick things for uranium chunk, we are going to override because if you guys remember from the intro, when I showed everything off, the uranium chunk item, it had particles coming off of it and an outline, kind of a pulsing outline. So we are going to implement that real quick. So we're gonna get the texture, and then we're gonna get the outline texture. Then we're going to do sim equals absolute sim main.global time wrapped hourly 0.5f. We're going to do main.spritematch.draw x position null draw color graph origin scale graph. We're going to do the outline, multiplying it by sim to make it pulsing, setting the origin to half of the size of the texture because that is standard. It makes it draw correctly. Spritematch.draw. This is just because it kind of draws weird without that 1 pixel offset. I don't particularly know why, but it is what it is. Cool. So that's going to give our item an outline when it's in the world. We are also going to add some particles in the future, but I have a couple dust I have to actually implement first. But before we do that, Jesus, we are going to go ahead and add our armor in real quick. So I went ahead and just added the armors off camera because you guys didn't need to see me type out all of this stuff. Most of it is pretty self-explanatory, but I will go over it briefly. So we're setting the width and height, the rarity, item defenses, how much defense the player's going to get when wearing the armor. Armor set, you have to just check body is the type of your chest plate, and leggings. That's just so you know the armor set is fully equipped. And update armor set, you set player.set bonus to a string that you want the set bonus to be, where it says like set bonus colon whatever. It's gonna do critical strike, cause gamma explosions. Haven't implemented it yet. I also wanted to go over some methods for the player. Endurance is damage resistance, so like the worm scarf gives endurance, the endurance potion gives endurance. So update equip runs no matter the set bonus. It runs independently. Add recipes, self-explanatory. There's going to be an upgrade to the lead armor, because why not? Lead and radiation and uranium are kind of closely entwined. And uranium chestplate and leggings are pretty much the same thing. We're increasing max life, and we're increasing move speed. So, we're just going to test that it all works correctly in-game real quick, then we're going to add the explosion and some final touches. Alright, so as you can see, my player is actually already wearing, I would say, it doesn't look like that good, to be honest. I mean, it took me longer than I'd like to admit. It looks decent, but as you can see, increase movement speed. That's localization, by the way. It does not do that automatically. The radiated armor set, and as you can see, we have 10 defense because of the armor we are wearing. We also have 20 extra HP, and 5% isn't a lot, but we do move a little bit faster. So yeah, but let's go ahead and add the critical strike explosion effect. Alright, so we are going to start off by adding a mod player. Call it your public class uranium mod player. We've gone over these before, but it's basically just a class to do a bunch of stuff to the player. Mod player. I'm going to start int max cooldown, full set, public int cooldown. Now first thing, this full set, we're going to go to update armor set and do player.get mod player uranium player. Full set equals true. This is going to ensure that this boolean is true if the player is wearing the full set. Now, of course, in reset effects, we have to set this to false to ensure that it works properly. And then if cooldown greater than 0, cooldown decreases, because that's how cooldowns work. Then we're gonna do some effects because we're gonna give the player a nice green after image. So we're going to do if draw info.shadow equals 0 and full set. This is going to ensure that it only affects after images and not the actual player sprite. Then we're going to do color green equals new 15 to 5515. We're going to do r equals green.r, b equals, b equals green.r. G, and then B equals green dot blue, and we're going to do A times equals 0. This is going to make the after images additive, and then this is basically just going to make the after images green. Then we'll go red on hit MPC. We're going to do if the hit is a crit and our cooldown is less than or equal to 0. We are going to set cooldown equal max cooldown. We're going to do crit effects and pass in target. Then we're going to do crit effects NPC target. Stay with me now. Then we're going to do sound engine play sound. Sound ID.dt2 explosive trap explode. 0.5f. Dot center, and then we're gonna do player.get mod player. Tutorial mod player. Look at that continuity. Add shake. We're gonna add some shake. 5 seems good. Then we are going to make our actual explosion projectile, which I'm gonna copy from the Gilded Grenade because most of the logic is already done for us. So call this uranium explosion, and I want to make it last a little bit longer. And that's fine. I'm going to start by giving it some dust. First torch is fine. that should stay the same. We're gonna poison enemies. Thought about doing a custom debuff, but it just would have been way too much for one video. So we're also gonna override pre-draw because I want to give it a little shockwave. So we're gonna do main.instance.load projectile 950, which is the ID of the resonance scepter, and we're gonna be using the resonance scepter's little shockwave texture. So we're gonna do texture 2D. It's like a ring. Ring equals texture assets dot extra kind of extras ID dot keybrand ring dot value, and we're gonna do main right batch dot draw ring, draw it at the center. Don't forget to subtract screen position. Doesn't need a rectangle. And a new color. 90 to 2015 0. That's just a nice green. Times 1f minus progress. This is going to interpolate it from full opacity to transparent as our explosion goes on, and it's going to start fully opaque. That way we can see it. Size 2f. Then we're going to do 0.0 25f times radius 0f. We'll go back to radius. Now we're going to do if main.myPlayer equals player.my. Why are we checking this? This is for multiplayer compatibility, and basically because OnHit NPC is a client side. Actually, do we need to check this? I think you need to check this in a projectile. I mean, it's fine to do it, but I think I was mixing it up. In a projectile, OnHit NPC runs on every client in the server. This just runs on the attacking client. But for example, OnHit NPC, you're gonna want to check this because you don't want the projectile to spawn on every single client and then be synced, because you're gonna get duplicating projectiles. Instead, you want the projectile to spawn only on the attacking client and then be synced with all of the other clients. So yeah, that might be a little confusing, but I don't think we need this. It's just kind of instinct. It's good to check, but I should probably do an entire breakdown of Terraria's netcode, because it's kind of like an anomaly. It's pretty weird. Anyways, moving on. We're gonna call projectile to new projectile. Player dot get source hit target dot center. We don't want velocity for an explosion. Shell type explosion 32f. Line 50. Alright. So we have all of that. Let us go ahead and test it out in game. Alrighty. We're in. Sorry, that's fucking stupid. Okay. So, real quick, I'm going to use the item editor. Dragon Lens. Shout out Dragon Lens. If you're not using Dragon Lens or some sort of cheat mod, really Dragon Lens though, you're missing out. Anyways, let us see if it works. Awesome. And as you can see, it has a cooldown. We're critting, but still taking a while, and it should does not have a shockwave. Why is that not working? Did I add an extra 0? I did. No. Where'd that go? Embarrassing. There you go. Okay, there you go. So there's that little shockwave. Very cool. If you wanted to, you might be able to do math dot root this, and then come on, really, and then square it. So that's gonna square it, which is going to give it easing. As you can see, it eases in. You can that's quintic easing in, I think. As you can see, that's a little ridiculous. I don't think it needs easing, but that's a way you can add easing if you'd like. Most mods have an actual ease helper that has built-in easing functions, but that is something you can do real quick to test to see if it looks better. Anyways, we are going to we're gonna add a couple of dusts. Wait, I never showed the uranium chunk. It has the outlines now in the inventory and in the world, so that's cool. It doesn't have particles yet because we have to, as I was just about to say, we have to create some particles to go ahead and finish up our visual effects. So let's do that. I know I said particles, but dust particles, they're basically interchangeable. Anywho, we're adding 2 new dusts here. Glow smoke is pretty much the exact same as... Where are we? It's pretty much the exact same. It uses the same texture, and it has pretty similar behavior, except it adds light, and it scales slightly differently. And it has some different velocity shaping. But same concept, you know, pretty much the same drawing code, except we're also drawing bloom on top of it, because bloom slop. I love bloom slop, guys. Speaking of bloom slop, this is a glow dust. It, pretty self-explanatory, slows down as it goes, and we're drawing some glow. The texture we are using is... yeah, this guy. And it's an alpha texture. It's pre-multiplied. So, we have to use the alpha channel, set to 0. With these two, we are going to go ahead and start with some particles here. Oh yeah, we're also going to add some light here, because it's really cool. So we're going to copy that same, because I want the lighting to match the outline. I'm going to do item.center, color, 29, 215, 79. Just a nice green, times sim. Then we're going to do if main.random next equal 30, 1 in 30 chance. Dust, that make that perfect. Item, center, plus main.random. Next vector 2 circular. 20f, 20f. Mod content. That dust type. Low. Negative vector 2. That negative 1. 0. New color. Oh my goodness. 29, 215, 79. 2.5F. Then we're gonna do, yeah, the exact same thing, but with a sparkle dust. Spore, bloom, sparkle, and it's gonna be a bit smaller. And we're gonna make sure this is alpha. I mean, this, you can put alpha 2, but when we draw it, we're always setting alpha to 0, so it doesn't matter, really. But yeah, we have that. Then we're gonna go back to the armor set and start here. We're gonna add some of that nice glow dust to the little particles we add. Dust type glow. I'm gonna do 5F. And color 120, 215, 35, 5F, 2F, and then I don't... yeah, we don't have any special behavior for no gravity, so we can just turn that off. If you wanted to make them affected by gravity, you could. I think it actually would look pretty nice in some situations, but we're gonna do that. We are also gonna check if cooldown is equal to 1, Basically, when our cooldown's over, we're going to play a little sound effect and spawn some dust, just to communicate to the player that their little ability is ready. I know there's a lot. This might have been too much to cram into one episode. But, I've committed. I should probably start downsizing these. And, you know, spreading them out a little bit more. This one. Then we're gonna do engine.play sound. Okay. Cool. Then we're just going to spawn. Oh boy, a lot of smoke here. Give me 1 second. Boom, magic. So we are spawning our glow smoke with just some random velocity, some randomized alpha, scale, all that sort of stuff. This is going to be yellow, and it's going to have a higher alpha, which is going to make it despawn. It's going to be like a poof of yellow, as you saw before. This is just going to be green. Then we're spawning some Krypton moss, because I don't know, I think it works, to be honest. And then, let's see. Oh yeah, we have to do the armor set shadows as well, but we are also going to add the player get mod player. Actually, we're gonna do player equals. Good practice, guys. Good practice. Cooldown. Let's enter for 0 and main.add. Next bool, we're just gonna add some dust. That's perfect. Spawn some dust periodically with a 1 in 20 chance whenever we are off cooldown. We are also going to do the same thing down here, but instead we are just going to check if mod player dot full set and mod player dot cooldown less than or equal to 0. I'm going to set player dot armor dot effect shadow equals true. That's going to make the player draw after images. It has to be in this method. It can't be in a different method. And we are going to have shadows drawn, and then, because we're having shadows drawn, draw effects will work, and we will have green after images. Whew! Okay, that should be everything. Let's go ahead and build real quick. Alrighty, we are in, and we're walking around. We're having these very cool, very zany, very wacky after images. I think it actually looks pretty clean. One thing I'll say, I don't really know why. The after images are a little funky. Just how vanilla draws them, because one of them is like blue for some reason. I really don't know why. If it was a big deal to you, and you wanted to fix it, you would just use custom after images that you can draw yourself. It's not too hard to do. Anyways, let's see our explosion. Okay. That looks weird. That's wrong. This is 255. Or 215? 225? One of those ones. I think that's the only thing happening. As you can see, the enemies also get poisoned. Wow, they're taking a lot of damage. There we go. Now it's green. Now it's a giant green fart cloud. And also we get the... Wow, that is too bright, in my opinion. I was gonna say, we also get these sparkles whenever our cooldown's back online, and we are not getting after images or particles when we're on cooldown, which is perfect. And yeah, that's very nice. Let's not try to get jumped for like 1 second, and let's also check out the uranium chunk. What's going on? Did I make it do glow smoke instead of glow? I did. That's supposed to be sparkle. Whoopsies. So it's farting everywhere. Oh my god. Okay, as you can see, it spawns the particles, and if you can kind of see it there, but let's throw it over here in the darkness. It kind of has that nice, what am I trying? The lighting. The lighting looks very nice, and as you can see, it's pulsing with the outline. So yeah, I actually think that's everything. Right? Yeah. I know it was a lot. This was a lot to cover in one video. I mean, I probably could have done a whole video dedicated to tiles. Is the sound playing? Yeah, it is. I probably could have done a whole video dedicated to tiles and a whole video dedicated to this armor set, but I don't know. I try and do as much as I can with these tutorial videos. So yeah, I hope it wasn't too much to cover in one video. It was a lot, but you know, if you guys have any questions, shameless plug, join the Discord server and all that jazz, or comment down below. I try and respond to as much as I can. But yeah, this turned out really cool. I mean, we're still pretty basic visually. We're not doing anything crazy. No shaders yet. No primitive trails. None of that. None of that fancy jazz. We're just using basic, basic dust and basic game feel, really. And personally, I think that's a good thing because, you know, fancy effects, they only take you so far, and some of my favorite visual effects is less about, you know, how fancy the systems that you use, and more about how they feel in game and how they feel for the player using them. Anyways, regardless of that tangent, I just want to thank everyone for watching. Thank you for the continued support. It really does mean a lot, and you know, I'm glad I'm at least helping some people out. And you know, if there's anything you guys think could be improved with this series, because you know, it's definitely not perfect, do go ahead and comment. But please, as I was saying earlier, these videos take a long time to make. This one was a little ridiculous because of I had to spend like an hour and a half spriting the armor. But yeah, if you guys are enjoying the series and if you're getting anything out of it at all, just please go ahead and like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and all that jazz. But yeah, thanks for watching again, and go ahead and comment down below what I should make a tutorial on next. Bye bye.